All right, so let's run through our weekly breakdown. So starting with Bitcoin. So let's start with the highest time frame possible, which is the monthly. So looking at the Bitcoin from the monthly chart, this is how it looks like. So we can clearly establish here that this is our resistance area, all-time resistance area. And then we have an area of break here, which will also act as our mini support. So when price comes down here, we could expect some reaction here. So once we have that, then we can begin to work with these two areas for now. So when we come to the weekly, we also want to see how price is going to possibly come to this support. And then we have another area of demand here. So if I'm to just thicken the whole of this and mark it as one, so we have an area of demand. And then we have, so remember the whole of this was our resistance area. So then now we want to see if price reaches into these areas, how are we going to start trading it? Or will it give us an opportunity for trading? But then now there is a low here. So now if this low is taken, if price passes through these lows and comes into this demand area, then we can begin to look for some trading opportunities. And then just looking at it from the 4-hourly. So one of the best areas to be able to trade is see if price, of course, there will be a reaction here. And if this reaction makes price to go up, but the most important part we want to see is the reaction that will happen here. So these are the areas in which we're waiting for Bitcoin to be able to react. Remember, anything can happen. So if we don't see another mini support within here, we could actually break it and then head back down. So this is the next area where we want to see price react and hold price, be able to continue upward. Otherwise, we could break it and continue downward. So that's what we want to see on Bitcoin on the bigger picture. And then coming on to gold, which is also another pair which is looking good. So when we look at gold from the monthly time frame, so we want to see an opportunity to be able to trade it. So from the monthly, you can clearly tell this is where the breakout occurred. So this candle here. So, and then price has been bullish. So in other words, there can be a possibility of price coming down to retest this and then to continue upward. So this is what we want to see. This is what we have on the bigger picture. But now we want to understand the dynamics of price within here that can actually make it come down all the way to this breakout structure. So with that, we go to a lower time frame to be able to understand that. So on a lower time frame, you can clearly tell also there is the demand area here. So you can just mark the whole of this area as our possible support area because of this opposite candle. So once we have this, then we can break down the charts from here. So this is our resistance, and this is one of the reasons why price has failed to continue up. So once we have that clearly stipulated, we can come to a lower time frame, which will be our daily. So on the daily, we want to also see how price is coming down instead of going up. Now, when we have this strong break candle here, begins to tell us how price is likely to go down. So we had this strong break, which is our area of resistance. This is our price difference because the difference between this high and then this low occurred here. So these are our resistance. So then now when we come to, but don't forget also the reaction of these lows. So for price to be able to reach to this demand area here, these lows have to constantly be taken out. So when we come to the 4-hourly, this is how it looks like. So these are the possible resistance areas. So we want to study price when it reaches here. If it can give us another resistance on a lower time frame, then we can know that price will surely head back down, then continue, and then into this area. Remember, this is the area in which we want to trade. This is the area we are hoping for a retest to continue to go up. So we will only trade this when we see another support forming here and then structure being broken. But now we want to see that tendency for price. If price is to come back, is to trade to the downside. What areas does it need to respect? Is it this resistance? or will it come back to retest this resistance again? So that's what we have on gold. And then going on to the next pair, which is GJ. So we want to also understand the pound yen from a bigger perspective in order for us to be able to trade it. So looking at it from the daily, from the monthly time frame, all you have to do is mark your lows. So this is our low. You also mark any high that you see. This is our high. And then we also have another mini high here. Okay. So mark the highs and the lows, and then we have a high here. The high will act as our possible resistance, the lows our possible support. So once you have that clearly stipulated on the monthly chart, you can move to a lower time frame, which will be the weekly. So on the weekly, this is what we have. So on the weekly chart here, you can clearly tell that this where price broke off from is our possible resistance area. It will be our next support. So, but don't forget these opposite candles here. So we have this opposite candle. So that can be first reaction before price reaches here. So then now we can tell that before price comes to react here and go back up, there must be a reaction when it reaches here. So will this be the one to make it go back up? That's what we shall have to see. So that now brings us to study price on a lower time frame, and that is the daily. So on the daily, we see that this break is relevant, so we can just cover it up to make the whole of this as our support area. Meaning now, if we want to trade, we want to see price coming to retest this, giving us another support within here, and then we can take it to the upside. So here, that's where we shall possibly trade. So that's what we have on GBP JPY, because price is looking bullish. All right, so that is it.